All right, let's do it. The first Final Fantasy video of 2025. Happy New Year. Square Enix had a survey asking players various questions related to Final Fantasy XI. Current players welcome to take part in the survey. People who quit, people who haven't played for a while, and be surprised at some of the results. We're going to check it out here in a little minute here. Survey results, and see what we can maybe expect for the future. What will they be working on in 2025? But just had a New Year, so got a little Happy New Year from the Final Fantasy team. Let's just read about it here. What did they add? We got Warrior and Leviathan. Happy New Year, adventurers. I would like to offer you my best wishes as we start the new year. Thanks for your continued support. FFXI has welcomed yet another year of adventure within the world of Vana'diel. Over the course of last year alone, we set about upgrading the game's servers, making adjustments to the gamepad config tool, added a new icon that denotes items that can be delivered to other characters under the same account, and added level 9 to Besieged. I've not been able to do it yet. Furthermore, we also held various in-person events and live streams based on Final Fantasy XI in order to provide its players and others with experiences outside of the game itself. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has helped make the game what it is today, as well as all of you adventurers who have devoted countless hours to enjoying the game's content. There's so much more I'd like to share with you regarding upcoming developments and other FFXI related matters, so please use the link below to view the message in its entirety. You can view the full New Year's greetings here. Development team and operation teams for the game will be working hard again this year to provide you with even more content and other initiatives to enjoy. I hope that you continue to enjoy the world of FFXI. That's from the Final Fantasy XI producer and director now, Yoji Fujito. Catch some of their little live streams on YouTube, which is pretty cool that they're doing that. We need just English translated version, but we gotta keep putting them subtitles up, and then they get an ad, and gotta put the subtitles back. But let's get to that survey after we just see the full greetings here from Fujito. So see, that's everything that he's added. Okay, numerous operations. He's going to go in examples of last year's major updates. So the replacement of the game servers, I guess that's going to be done then, right? So should be ready to focus on some content. Gamepad config adjustments. So that's actually nice. They added, you can add target nearest, like add the jump emote, and basically a little better. You can do it right in the game too. Addition of an icon to denote items that can be delivered to other characters on the same account. Lets you know if you're able to do that. Launch of Vanabout. That was really nothing other than we ended up getting Cornelia out of it. But it's basically nothing. Addition of level 9 in Besieged. And we've not been able to do that. Addition of a new Master's Trial content. We have not done that. So what have we utilized over the last year? Well, we've already been playing on the servers, and I guess we got the gamepad adjustment, but they added a little bit of stuff. I guess this is the biggest focus, was getting them servers. Some improvements from last year that we are continuing to work on include upgrading more of the game servers. Oh, I guess they're not done yet. Item level support for Besiege, so they're actually enhance it, make it tougher, and they added a bunch of armors and items available in Besiege, some weapons bonuses in Besiege, so that'll be kind of cool. Go for some of that stuff. Adding the ability to change your character's race and much more. Okay, that could be just spent somewhere else. Please keep an eye out for these updates over the course of the year to come. So other non-game developments, I'd also like to talk about some events happening outside of the game. I know we're going to be doing the survey, but apparently with New Year's we're going to do the letter from the producer. I also like to talk about some events. As I stated in last year's greeting, it's my strong belief that as the world of Vana'diel expands, it will continue to live on and thrive, especially within FFXI itself, as well as various other related events. As part of those efforts, we were able to hold a variety of in-person events and live streams so that everyone could experience the joys of Vana'diel in all new ways. And Final Fantasy XIV had the Echoes of Vana'diel. Thought it was going to be something cool, and I guess it is alright looking from what I've seen on YouTube. I guess they didn't voice any of the characters, but they got like text for them, and they made like little Dynamis Juno with some little weak statues, but basic same little floors lava. So let's check it out. The Final Fantasy FFXI development team helped oversee the creation of the setting and content for this exciting addition to Final Fantasy XIV. Thanks for the passion of the former 11 developers and also adventurers on the team. It was hard for me to tell whether the game was based on XI or XIV. Content received an amazing response from the gaming community and reminded me just how much FFXI is loved by people throughout the world. And amazingly, how many never heard of it, don't even know it's playing. Even fans don't even know it's still running. There's even more story and battle content scheduled to be added in the future, so if you're currently playing 14, stay tuned for more details to come. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you adventurers who have watched and enjoyed these videos, as well as everyone who helped make them a reality. Given the number of passionate people involved in this game, we plan to continue highlighting them as part of this video series in the year to come. So here we go. We got right to the Adventurers Survey 2024. Let's do it. Let's get to it. Here it is. Just zoom in on it, and can we zoom in right to it? Can we do it? There we go. Get that full screen as much as possible. What's going on here? A cookie. It's like we're on a Mr. Beast main page or something. Subscribe for a cookie. Alright, so FFXI Adventurer Survey 2024. Let's just head this right on back down. Where were we at? Right about what? There. So we received tons of valuable feedback as part of the survey, so I'd like to thank all of you for your support. With more than 13,000 responses, we really felt the love and passion of not only adventurers who are currently playing the game, but also those who may have been away for a while. We've compiled some of the highlights from the survey for your perusal, so please feel free to take a look at them here. All of the responses we received will be carefully reviewed, including those in the open comments section. We also plan to refer to these results when deciding the direction of the game going forward. So let's see what these results could suggest for the game going forward. They had kind of split it up between like the Japanese survey results and then everybody else, and then you can kind of see differences, some of the similarities, and if you're going to focus on those top things there. So what do we got here? Moving on, I would like to talk about the future of FFXI for a bit. While some of these initiatives were already being discussed before the survey, I want to cover some of the game elements that will be adjusted due to what we managed to glean from the survey responses. Maybe we should go to the survey, then come back to this, but we'll just do that. Expanded solo play options. Many people play the game solo for various reasons, including instances when it is difficult to form parties or simply because they prefer to experience the game on their own. In order to provide such players with an extra challenge, we'll be looking at powering up the alter ego system and also taking another look at the entry requirements for battle content that requires players to form parties. By doing so, is our hope that solo players can have experience that is more in line with the end game content. So maybe we'll be able to complete those delve missions. We're locked out from the 3 players, and we're locked out from Dynamis Divergence. So maybe we'll be able to get some of that. happening. There it is. Change of Promethea team. Change of Dynamis Juno team. There it is. Auto group improvements. Oh my gosh. That has not been touched since I've ever started playing it. If you wish to create a party, you need to recruit other players through the chat function, which can be cumbersome for the player doing the recruiting and also serves as a barrier to party formation. Therefore, we are currently looking into a system that at least partially organizes parties based on adventurers who want to play the same game content at any given time. For example, we have discussed the possibility of opening up the assist channel, which is aimed at beginners and returning players, to the general player base and adding to it a party recruitment channel that includes a party formation system. So I think I made that one of my suggestions. Was, we used to be able to log in, put your flag up, find a group, go XP, maybe put a comment on doing some mission or something, and then now once they added trusts, nobody does it. So what we got? Revitalizing existing content and character leveling adjustments. Survey included many requests to make improvements to existing game content and also implement additions to the battle content. Last year we added support for higher levels to Besiege, which I feel is a good response to such requests. Continuing on this path, we are considering implementing item level support for Besieged and also refreshing the Limbus area as well. So we'll be following up with more updates. Once they're available, we're going to get Limbus powered up. 119 Limbus. There it is. First heard here. Subscribe. Zillart. And we're going to be doing some item level Besiege. We'll be able to get into content lock delve. Get that. Maybe power that up with some higher tier version of it also. And some, get doing on some hard mode Dynamis. We got C, Grand Palace of Fujito, and Emptiness. In addition, the large amount of content that has been added to the game over the years means that it can be difficult to know where to start when leveling up your character. Therefore, we're considering ways to help you progress through quests such as adjustments to the records of eminence or by reducing the number of upgrade steps needed for your equipment. These changes should help players gain access to higher level equipment more easily. Please note that while we are still trying to decide the exact specifications and timelines of such efforts, we are rather close to finalizing things. So basically they're already working on all these things. So surprise, behind the scenes, they're at work, ready to roll. While we will continue to examine and confirm the relevant details, we have decided to make improvements such as additional automation attachments and Blue Mage sets as a priority. I saw that in the suggestions. We also have various other improvements in mind, so we'll be sure to share them when we have more info. There you go. There's your Puppet Master little screen. One of the annoying things is changing that Blue Mage magic around. It'd be nice to save some Blue Mage sets and just, click set A, B, C. If we are to successfully implement any of these features, we must first ensure that the game is able to continue operating smoothly. Therefore, subscribe, sign up, play, get them. Therefore, our development and operations team will be given priority to the game's stability and ease of play throughout this year, so we can provide you with the game experience you come to expect while also making new additions and improvements. I hope you continue to enjoy the world of FFXI. That's from Yoji Fujito. And there he is, the Leviathan. And be selling some special limited time items from December 31st to January 15th. What we got? Little event related to snakes. Oh, it's right. It's the year of the snake. That's why they're showing the Leviathan over there. So, summoners over there. Events going on. Previous New Year's rewards. Events happening. Still going on. Aktume. Let's head up and see them actual survey results now. All right, here's going to be our actual survey results. Let's get it. Get to it. So, Just hide me. Ouch. Hide me. There we go. Alright, so Final Fantasy XI Adventurers Survey 2024. Final Fantasy celebrated its 22nd anniversary on May 16th, 2024. Although the game has received numerous updates over the years, it's currently approaching its 23rd year of operation. So we decided to conduct a comprehensive survey to gather and analyze the thoughts and opinions of you adventurers and use them to help guide the game's future operations. This opinion survey was conducted from November 11th to November 30th. We received a total of 13,878 responses, with approximately half of those coming from adventurers who are current players of the game. So half of them that are not even playing the game are still wanting to, following it, and could be more. In Japan, the largest age group of all respondents was 40 to 50 years old, while most respondents from overseas were between 30 to 40. So, Japan started a little ahead and stayed with it. We have gathered all the replies and used the data to create separate charts for both Japan and overseas-based respondents. In addition, we have also offered some analysis from the operations team based on answers to each question, as well as what were the most common requests in the open comments section. Now then, let's see how you adventurers think and feel about the current state of Final Fantasy XI. If you see something on the survey, let me know in the comments. What'd you vote for or suggest? I'll try to remember what I had put down for everything. So when did you most recently stop playing Final Fantasy? So I had to, currently playing, and then basically majority of Japan is currently playing, but where did everybody stop? We got biggest chunk that we stopped at is actually from the Voracious Resurgence right there for both of them. And next up, Rhapsodies of Vanadil, basically all the way. The only thing that's kind of, slowly dwindling down, further apart, but got actually a sizable chunk from launch to before the expansions, where they, jumped in and probably went to WoW or something maybe. Well, there you go. The responses to this question showed that roughly half of the survey's respondents are current players of the game. Looking at the people who no longer play the game, most of them stopped playing from Voracious Resurgence, and the numbers decline as you go further back in time. However, there was a relatively large number of people outside of Japan who answered launch to before the expansion, so it was rather impressive to see that even players who have been away from the game for so long have still been following the game's developments and were aware of this survey. It's actually pretty surprising there. How often do you log in to Final Fantasy XI? There we go. Almost daily. Everybody's only half of them almost daily, 4 to 5 times a week. Okay, a little more chunk there, and then 2 to 3 times. That's going to be about 2/3 of everybody is going to be playing at least a couple times a week. And then I'm really not sure what happens there. We got once a week, little chunk there, and then once a month, whenever it's free. Haven't logged in for the past year. Actually 15% on both sides right there have not logged in for the past year. And let's just continue on. This question was directed at active FFXI players. Approximately 40% of the respondents said that they play the game every day. If you also include the number of players who log in 2 to 3 times more per week, that figure rises all the way up to approximately 70%. So I was saying 2/3, 70% sounds even better. Although the login rate is quite high, there were still 15% of respondents who said that they had not logged into the game during the past year, indicating that they have essentially left the game for some reason. So there you go. Why did they leave? Well, probably lack of motivation of something to come, and stuff to upgrade. Master Trial, it's not going to do it. But New Limbus new Besieged, new, what else are we going to get? C version 2, Delve version 2, continuing forward, Dynamis for more people, more able to recruit. How many hours do you play Final Fantasy 11 on average each day? No, this would always have been 4 hours or more, at least, 8 hours or more, maybe. All day. Wake up, play all day. All right, so 4 hours or more, a bigger chunk on the overseas versus Japan. They're kind of a little more strategic, 3 to 4, but basically 2 to 3. Most everybody's playing at least for a couple hours, so focusing on them 30-minute events is 30-minute events is only 3% of the people, 1% of overseas. So maybe we'll not get any of those 30-minute type events, at least a couple hours and stuff. So this question concerning login frequency was directed at players other than those who said they had not logged in for the past year, including both Japan and overseas. Over 95% of the respondents said that they play for an hour or more each time they log in, indicating that they spend at least 1 hour per gaming session. Also of note is that the majority of users fall between 2 to 3 hours per gaming session in Japan and 4 hours or more overseas, showing a clear difference in playing styles between the two regions. That's, I remember doing XP parties and they'd have a hard set break time of it's dinner time, and it was right at whatever 5 o'clock Japan time, or I don't know what it was, dinner time. It was 2 a.m. Las Vegas time. But here we go. Overseas, which of the following best describes how you play Final Fantasy? What do we got here? I usually play solo, so surprisingly more of the Japanese players here are playing solo. I play with a set group of people. I recruit new party members each time. Look at the big jump here for North American players, or overseas, I guess, other than Japan, are more likely to recruit people. So this question was directed at players who log in approximately 1 or more times per week, whether in Japan or overseas. The responses were divided clearly in half between those who play solo and those who play with a set group of party members. Only a minority of players openly recruit other members to join their party. This dynamic is also reflected in responses to the next question regarding players' satisfaction with the game. How satisfied are you with the current state of Final Fantasy 11? I'd probably put just neutral or satisfied. I know I didn't put very satisfied, but even though we are. So majority actually also said just satisfied, not overwhelmingly. Apparently a little more neutral, but basically at least neutral. Positive rating is, again, at least 70%. It looks like very dissatisfied is, the smallest amount right there. Based on the numbers alone, roughly 60% of respondents were very satisfied or satisfied, which greatly outnumbered those who were replying dissatisfied or very dissatisfied. However, upon looking into the reasoning behind the responses, we found that the majority of players tended to use the same words in their replies regardless of their satisfaction level. Most commonly used words were solo play, game content, and time. And we read the comments. We noticed that many of them wanted us to expand the quantity and breadth of solo play activities, and they wanted us to do away with entry restrictions based on the number of people for some in-game content. I know I had put that in some of my suggestions of being able to put your flag up, and how we're still waiting to upgrade that Epola tree because we can't do Delve, and basically we're not seeing any groups forming for that time of things, and it'd be nice to have this hard mode Abyss. There were also multiple references to sortie, with many respondents expressing concern that the content had become too fixated on certain jobs and types of party members, and many players, and it'd be nice to actually that they change some of the stuff, you don't know the mystery unlocks instead of them saying, they've already figured it out, mystery unlocks. Many players also replied that they were unable to actively recruit party members due to their individual circumstances, which forces them to play the game solo. Similarly, some players stated that playing the game by themselves limits their ability to access the end game content, making it hard for them to find things to do within the game. Whoa, we just passed it. As such, it seems that factors such as these also influence their responses to the question about the gameplay itself, at least to a certain extent. How satisfied are you with the login campaign rewards? This one actually surprised me because I'd put dissatisfied, at least, I'm sure. Because basically there's no big login campaign rewards, but apparently very satisfied North American overseas players are just eating it up, I guess. I'd say no, but more so even in the US and in Japan. Also, dissatisfied, more Japan. I'm going to agree with them, more dissatisfied with the login rewards, while the overseas players are more satisfied with the campaign rewards on average. The overall picture in Japan shows that the players are pretty evenly split between satisfied, neutral, and dissatisfied. If you look at the reasons for the response, players mentioned that the login campaigns feature many fixed rewards that are swapped in and out on a regular basis, causing anything other than rewards consisting of 500 points to be a bit repetitive, which is basically your cosmetic item, and then they have everything else. I end up getting like some beast seals. We need to start farming that Kraken Club. So they also wish to see more upgrade materials for their equipment, such as the most powerful weapons and also Empyrean armor. Additionally, numerous players from both Japan and overseas want to see the campaigns feature even more items, including some that boost exemplar points, specific currencies for certain in-game content, and also items that are needed to participate in various battle content. So, how satisfied are you with the content of the monthly campaigns? Basically, same thing. We're going to put a neutral on it, I guess. And it's overwhelmingly neutral. I guess a little more satisfied for basically almost everybody liked the monthly campaign, which is, what is the monthly campaign? The honor points system, where you eventually get like a pulse weapon and little bonuses that I kind of have sitting there. So basically, I probably should put dissatisfied, really. I'd probably put neutral on it. Alright, so responses to this question were similar to those regarding the login campaigns, but overall most respondents stated that they were satisfied. In particular, campaigns that helped level up their characters and their ability to play solo were especially popular, such as those that offer experience points, capacity points, or the trust magic campaigns. Basically, you gotta get those trust, and then it'd be less exciting once you got them, but you gotta hope you get them while they're there. On the other hand, some of the reasons cited for players' dissatisfaction with the campaigns included the repetitive nature of certain campaigns, lack of campaigns that were related to more current in-game content, and the gap between campaigns' quality when the more lucrative campaigns were absent from the campaign lineup. Okay, so I guess that'd be all the XP bonus, chain bonus, all of that. The most common requests included a campaign for acquiring exemplar points, that's it, as well as new campaigns based on Sortie and Odyssey. That's really, it should. Alright, continue on. Please select up to 3 items that you would especially like to see in the future version updates. So, if we look at these lists here, we're going to kind of pick the top ones out, overseas, Japan, and then kind of compare them. It looks like top one here, additional scenarios and quests was #1 answer. And what we got next is additional battle content. All right, and third and fourth, I guess we'll go character development, job master levels. All right, and adjustments to existing content. So now if we compare that with Japan, because they're gonna use the combined agreement of everybody. So their highest is actually adjustments to existing content. So they're going to be definitely focused on that because it's also pretty high here. Basically third for the overseas players. And then what's next in Japan is additional scenarios and quests. We both agree. Let's add some additional scenarios and quests. So there will be something, even though they said there would not be, there will be. You can tell right there. They're going to have to do it. All right, so next up, what do we got? Job balance adjustments, apparently a little higher in Japan, but as was the next one. What are our lows? Basically, none of the above. Okay. 7 is records of eminence. So, don't expect lots of records of eminence. That's fine with me. Little kind of low login campaign rewards. Not so much. Also, monthly campaigns, not so much. So these were supposedly get you to log in, get them rewards, but nobody's really liking it. So they want to see some stuff to do, stuff to upgrade. Let's see what they say. So on a general note, Japanese players mostly wanted to see adjustments to existing content, including job balance revisions. Meanwhile, overseas players tended to request new ways to play the game, such as new character development features and additional battle content. One common thread between both groups was the desire to see new scenarios and quests added to the game. Following 5 categories received many responses from both Japanese and overseas players. So let's take a closer look at the comments we received for each one. So it would be basically, what do we get the most? So additional scenarios and quests. People suggested implement new stories and quests to help provide additional motivation for playing the game. I want to explore new areas that have never been seen before. This kind of content can be played solo, so it's good motivation. Start playing the game again. Please create stories that make a more in-depth look, or that take a more in-depth look into the game's settings. Job balance adjustments. So some jobs are relatively overpowered, so I'd like to see the less effective jobs such as Ninja, Ranger, and Beastmaster receive a buff. Can you believe that? There was a time where, oh my gosh, yay, Ninja Tank. Alright, we can't find a Black Mage, but we got a Ranger, and it's going to be doing the big damage. We're going to be able to kill stuff. And Beastmaster receive a job buff. Beastmasters, please replace abilities that are not really used anymore with other more useful abilities instead. Like what? You know it. The gameplay itself has not received any changes in quite some time, so I'd like to see more new elements added to it. Get some new stuff. Please make it so that we can more easily access the blue magic and puppet sets. They're listening to these major comments here. So basically what they'll be focusing on is the summary of their top comments. There's nothing new left to do in the game, so please add new content to help motivate players to return. Please add high-level content outside of master trials that will serve as a test of a player's skills. Please add new battle content that can be easily taken on solo or with smaller parties. And also, please add new battle content that can be taken on by a large number of players' alliances. So we're going to have solo content, alliance content, new stuff to do that's harder, and new scenarios, content, quests, new stuff to develop, character development, job master, master levels. Please add new character development elements in order to help motivate players to return to the game. Experience points penalty for master levels is too strict. Please relax it somewhat. Yes, I guess you get them high master levels and you'll be losing lots of master level XP. So please speed up the job master growth rate and change up the gifts that are offered. Please create new exemplar points based campaign and offer other character development campaigns on a permanent basis. Question for lapsed players: which of the following would possibly convince you to return to the game? So that, they're going to be looking at that, trying to get people back. What are our top answers? It's going to make the development team think these people will actually continue and come back to the game. Let's see what we got in here. We got some surprisingly support for game consoles. Number 8 is not one of the top lists, which is, you think that would get a little bit higher. What do we get? Lower monthly subscription fees. Are we really holding off on purchasing Final Fantasy because of the subscription fee and then paying a subscription fee to something else? I probably doubt it, but people want to get that combined subscription, and it actually is kind of high when compared with getting all your mog spaces and everything. It actually went up like double the price. What's next on the top list? Other. Next one is other, something else. Maybe I'll come back. What are they not picking? They're not picking. I don't think I'll return. So, next lowest, what we got here? Oh, collaborations with other titles. Neither one is wanting any collaborations. Another low one is number 4 between the two. Job balance adjustments is really not, going to be top priority. They, somewhat wanted it, but not going to bring the people. So existing players maybe want the balance. They're not going to come back because of a job adjustment. So maybe get them back and adjust it. So be more further off. What else we got? Low additional battle content, more so for our overseas players versus Japan, but additional scenarios and quest is a little higher. And the number 1 reason in Japan getting the return to the game would be changes to my lifestyle. Basically, so nothing really I can do in the game to get them back, but let's see what they say. This question was aimed at players who have been away from the game. They were able to select as many responses as needed. Of special interest is the number of 1 answer from both Japan and overseas. The main thing that could bring Japanese players back to the game was changes to their lifestyle, meaning things such as finding additional time for gaming. Meanwhile, the most popular answer overseas was lower monthly subscription fees. Lower monthly subscription fees also ranked highly among Japanese players, and upon examining the issue further, we noticed that the numerous respondents wanted to see a discount for subscribing to both FFXI and FF14. At the same time, speaking of 14, there were also many players who would like to see the graphics in Final Fantasy XI receive an upgrade. Overseas, the second most popular reply was other. As we looked into the reasonings behind this answer, we discovered that many of them wanted the game to create a Final Fantasy XI Classic server that would recreate the game as it was during its level 75 era. This response echoes that of many similar requests that have come from North American players for quite some time now. So now the Japanese players have also said, let's get some 75 classic stuff, and it's echoing what the North American players are saying, and these type of things shows up on a list of people that would return for some of that stuff. We get some updated graphics, combine our sub fees, top answers, addition of new scenarios. Quests also received a large number of votes. There was strong demand for new stories from not only current players, but also those who have been away from the game for time as well. So, it'd be nice to know that there's something new to come back to. Closing comments. Although we have conducted similar surveys in the past, this is perhaps the first time that we have launched one of this magnitude. Thanks for the large number of responses we received, the survey has provided us with very useful results. In an effort to get the most objective results possible, we tried to avoid any biases or considerations from the development team when crafting the survey questions. Furthermore, we made a concerted effort to compile the replies from the open comment section in a rather detached and mechanical manner rather than simply picking and choosing replies based on convenience, for example. The purpose of this analysis was to examine the trends that have been spotted in responses so far and to share them with everyone so as to eliminate any possible discrepancies in their perception as time goes on and results continue to come in and undergo additional analysis. By disclosing this data up front, we hope to use these results to help guide our future development efforts for the game in a way that can hopefully satisfy as many players as possible. The survey also included an open comment section, so we plan to read each and every one of them and use them as a reference for our future policy and initiatives regarding the game. Once again, we'd like to offer you our heartfelt gratitude for your kind cooperation with the survey. We hope that you continue to enjoy the world of Final Fantasy XI. Take Me Home, Final Fantasy XI. They got the anniversary, free login. It's going to end January 6th. We got a couple days, so subscribe, play Final Fantasy XI.
Yo!